I want to talk about the JavaScript debugger located within Acrobat, and it's specifically within the JavaScript pane inside the Tools area of Acrobat 11. Now I have some JavaScript here on my job title piece, and if I double click it and go out and look at that, here is my JavaScript information. Now what if I had a problem with this information? So I'm going to get rid of a couple of letters within this area. I'll click OK and I'll close it up. Now let's run that code that we know has an error. So if I put my cursor in here, you can see it doesn't pop anything up. Now nothing's really happening, and I don't know what's going on within that form field. Sometimes it gets difficult to troubleshoot because JavaScript is a scripting language. So little things can make a big difference. Now let me open up the JavaScript debugger console. And what this does is allow me to run code in a variety of ways. And when I run that code, and you can see there's quite a bit of information inside here, what it's going to do is give me some information about some errors that could pop up. So this console is not enabled by default. So what I'm going to do is click Yes to enable it. Now this can get really complicated very quickly, but the bottom line is this is designed to assist you in figuring out what's wrong. And if you scroll down just a little bit here, you can see, and I have a few options. Let's take a look at the script. And there isn't a script that pops up, as you can see if I do that. Let's look at the console. All kinds of information pops up. And I also have script and console, so it can allow you to look at both. But let me just do the console. And if I start reading some of these, notice it says reference error. So there are some problems within this area. And some of these were caused from some prior code that I've run and caused some problems. So there's quite a bit of information in here. So what I want to do is go down here, click the trash to clean it out. Now let me go ahead and run this. And if I click inside here, notice it gives me some information. It says there's a reference error now that this is cleaned out. And the reason my alert isn't working is because notice this. It says giveasage is not defined. At least I'm getting some information when I have the form open and try and add that information or get it to do what I want. You can see every time I try and do it, it just keeps populating it. So clicking a million times doesn't really change the concept. I can hit the trash can to get rid of all of that. So before you run a specific form, you may want to trash everything that's in there because it does get saved each time you do it. But at least now I know there's a problem with this particular variable name and when I use it. So let me close this up, go back to the script itself, run a JavaScript. I'll click Edit, and it's telling me something about a number 7. And if I look at this, in my first line, second line, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's telling me this word in this line has a problem. So that's where I want to go first. And then I can work my way up from there when I'm debugging this script. And we call it debugging when you're correcting errors within scripting or programming. So here's that word, and it clearly is not the same as this word up here, which is why nothing's happening. I defined my variable under this name, but I'm trying to use what to JavaScript is a completely different word. And this word doesn't exist in JavaScript memory, so it causes a problem. That is the debugging tool, and I should probably, let me fix this. I'll go ahead and copy that. If you double click a word, it selects exactly that word. And I'll get rid of that extra sentence or that extra space I got up here when I wasn't being careful. And now this code should work. So that debugger, the JavaScript debugger, located within this area, inside the JavaScript pane, is there to assist you in trying to debug or work out any issues that your script may have. Now, always go back and double check the script after doing anything with your script. So now when I click that particular field, it pops up correctly. So that is just a small overview of what the JavaScript debugger can do for you. You do need to click on that, and you will get a message about whether it's enabled or disabled. It is not enabled automatically, so you will have to do that manually. And this is here to assist you in correcting any of those JavaScript errors that you may have within your forms. As you add more complicated scripting, you will begin to rely on this panel a lot more. So that is the JavaScript debugger in a brief overview within Adobe Acrobat.